So good morning or afternoon or whatever time it is you are at. Today we are collaborating with Twinkle, Oncidium Twinkles. Mine is tiny, very tiny, and the collaborating channels are, well, reading the list, it's again that long that I'm going to actually put it on the video, and links are down below. That's all the channels, and let's continue with the video. So this is my tiny twinkle. It doesn't have any name, it's just named after its flowers, which is white and red in German. And it came from Carge, as you can see from the tag. It was bigger. I think there was 6 pseudobulbs, and it was 2019. I wasn't that experienced with Oncidiums, and I didn't know that I should have actually sent them an email about the issues that I was having with this one. After 1 week, it was all shriveled up. And then when I started looking at it, it started draining off the pseudobulbs one by one. And when I took it out, it just fell into pieces. And I was able to save 1 pseudobulb. It's not there anymore because this one, a little tiny thing here, actually used all the energy out of it. And these little things, they did flower the first year, so I got 1 small bloom. Not sure if I can find that picture anymore. This one has been in my paludarium for the first year, and well, first 2 years actually. And when I moved in, you actually saw it in that bag. It has been in that bag for since I moved here to keep it moist. So this one doesn't have that many and that big pseudobulb. So there's my finger. So you can see this is really tiny. So it's like a seedling. It does grow quite big pseudobulbs, and as you can see, it's growing constantly. And it has multiplied its pseudobulb. It started with that one, and yeah, there is some others, but this is long way from blooming size, so it's like 1/3 of the size that normally Oncidium tiny twinkles are. So slowly, and it is in kind of well draining soil. Sorry about the lighting. I think it's because of we have the winter lights, so we don't have that much light actually here in Finland. So you don't see that well. It has some live moss on top of it because it was in that paludarium before. And there is seedling great bark, which I bought from Rölke before when it used to be Rölke. So that's their bark. I think it was the grade 1. And then there is sphagnum moss inside there and some perlite. It's sort of well draining soil. I had it before in more of a sphagnum moss mix, but I felt like the roots weren't getting that deep. So I changed it into a little bit more well-draining mix. Of course, because there is the live moss, it keeps it quite wet, and especially because it's in a humid environment, I don't believe this could actually handle being in less humid environment. And yeah, it used to be between 50 to 80% in my paludarium, depending on if I have used the fogger bags. It's quite high, you may guess. Yeah, so it's doing quite okay. I'm waiting it to actually grow a bit bigger and get a bit more substance and bigger pseudobulbs. And I do believe I've saved it, so it should actually grow bigger and become blooming size at some point, so it's not going to be, I haven't completely lost it, so it's, I think my luck was to throw it into the paludarium. Now where it is staying, it's not quite underneath the light, it's a little bit off from the light, just because I don't think this needs that much light. The temperature during day actually rises to 26.5 Celsius. Luckily it does cool down to 20 degrees Celsius, 21 degrees Celsius during the nighttime, so it's not that high during nights. So these are getting quite good change in the temperature. At this point I don't have a humidifier, it's just because, well, I think I need to actually start looking for some. I just want something which is top filled, so I just need to look. Yeah. So that humidity in the room is 20 to 30% at this point. Everybody seems to be doing okay. I think some of the Cattleyas, which are species, they actually enjoy getting dried up so well during the winter time. But for the summer, I do need to figure out something. Of course, most of them go to my balcony. And during the winter, summertime, we do get up to 80% humidity during the nights, especially if it cools down quite a lot. So the humidity actually rises quite substantially in here in Finland. And what else? I use tap water. Mine is, what's it? I think it's around 70 parts per million TDS in my tap water, and even Draculas were fine and they were blooming with the tap water, so it doesn't cause me any issues. It's really soft. It's that soft that I have issues with the pH with my aquariums, and so it's it might be quite volatile. So that way it's ideal for my plants. And I don't give this that much fertilizer. I actually give it them with the tap water ppm. I give around 150 to 200 ppm, and that's for the seedlings, which I usually tend to give. And this is getting the seedling ppms. And yeah, I think that's kind of all about this. It's a slow process, but it's possible to save and grow Twinkle from one pseudobulb, apparently. And I'm hoping to see this growing into a bigger plant, maybe next summer. Hopefully, I'm going to see bigger pseudobulbs then. Yeah, I think this is all. Oh yeah, and this doesn't go out. This, I think it might go out next summer. I have to see what sort of summer we have, but most of the time this is staying in. I don't need it to go out, so that it can actually have a stable environment for the time being. But I'm going to put this little thing into the bag again and put it on its place. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you're going to see more of videos which are actually helping you with your twinkles. Maybe you have something which you would like to try, and there are different growing methods in our Carecollabs presented in our Carecollabs. Bye!